I'm Paul O'Driscoll, and I'm Director of Residence Hall Programs. My educational background is a four-year Bachelor of Science honors and a Master of Education. My history at BU is 30 years plus working in the residence system here. So we have three different residences: McMaster Hall, Fort Cowan Hall, and Derrick Hall. One is co-ed, the other is for women, the third one, Derrick Hall, is for men only. Within that, we have single occupancy and double occupancy rooms, and we have a board program. Within those facilities, we have study rooms, and we have games rooms, and TV rooms, multi-purpose rooms. More importantly, though, we have people. We have residence assistants and residence council members who program a large variety of social and recreational events for students. Well, in a good year, we have about 350. Recently, it's been a few less than that. This year, we hope to come in at about 300. People should definitely live in residence. Study after study after study confirms that students who come from afar, meaning not from Brandon, fare far better if they live in residence, academically and socially, than students that come from afar and live in basement suites or apartments, particularly in the first year. So there are numerous studies that indicate that students that live in residence are more likely to graduate, on time, and are more likely to graduate with a higher grade point average. The primary reason for this is students that live in residence get involved or engaged in the institution far more quickly than students who live off campus. So it feels like their place by the end of September, whereas if you live off campus, it may never really feel like your place. We have between 200 and 250 events programmed by the residence councils and the RAs during the year, and they're everything from a simple movie night to a group walk to the Dairy Queen, to attending Bobcat games, to various socials, large and small, to floor dinners, and you name it, we do it. Paintball, etc., etc. We also do academic programming, where we utilize the services of student services to bring workshops over here for resident students. Also, we do leadership programming. Our specific residence assistant and academic residence assistant and residence council program, well, they're programs within itself, offering students an ability to stand out, to try something new, to develop their leadership skills. The highlights? Well, check-in's a big highlight because everybody moves in and gets to know each other, and that kind of the check-in, we call it the check-in season, kind of lasts to the end of September. But it's a really interesting time because people are meeting other people from all over the world and from their next door neighbor town. Okay, so it's really interesting that way. It's also for many students their first month of independence. So they're learning to live without mom or dad telling them it's time to get up, it's time to fill the your gas tank, it's time to have dinner. It's the first month of independence. So that creates some really interesting scenarios. We offer all sorts of supports in residence to help students make that transition. Then we get into what I call the homesickness season, and that is primarily October. Students are away from home for the first time for many of them for an extended period of time. So we do some recreational related programming, particularly around Thanksgiving, so that students, it alleviates the homesickness, and they come back and they're excited to come back after maybe the Thanksgiving long weekend. Then we get into the exam season in December, and for many students it's the first time that they're writing final exams of this magnitude. So again, we try to, we do a number of things to mix things up a little bit without getting in the way of the studying that needs to go on. Typically the first term just flies right by, and the second term goes by even faster. I think students that live in residence, they're just often surprised when March and April rolls around, and yet their first academic year is over. And that segues nicely into checkout. Students get ready and they either go home for the summer or maybe they find a job in Brandon. But again, we try to offer a variety of services to help make that a smoother transition also, like offering free summer storage, and if students need to stay around a little bit longer after the academic year is over, we help facilitate that.